Most AI clones look fake. Here's how to make one that actually looks like you. I'll show you exactly how I made mine in HeyGen, and the one detail nobody talks about that makes all the difference.
I use HeyGen to create AI videos of myself and also new characters that I generally am using in ads. So let me show you how you create one, and then I'll give you the tips on how to improve the avatar that gets created. So I'm just going to go here to avatar, and I think if you click avatars over here and click create avatar up here, it'll give you two options: clone a real person or create a virtual character. So I'm just going to go to clone a real person. So I recommend going to the upload footage part, and I'll tell you why. You want to film the original footage on as high a quality as you can. So I prefer, first of all, if I'm using my phone, because I have done some where I did it on my phone using the front facing camera on my iPhone, I like to take my time. I want to make sure that the lighting is how I want, I'm positioned how I want, and I can do it over and over again. And I'm not worried about this is going to be directly uploaded right into HeyGen. So I'd rather just take my time to create the footage. I've also recorded it on a camera, not a webcam. So again, use whatever you can to get the highest quality. So I filmed one that was landscape in 4K, and I, because I have a camera attached to my computer, not a webcam but a camcorder, so I did record it in that way. And again, I could take my time, I could do it as many times as I wanted to, and then when I was ready, I came over here to upload the footage. This is meant for yourself, so it does ask you for a consent. So if you are doing this for somebody else, by the way, have them create their own HeyGen account so they can give the consent. The other thing I like here too is, which they don't put on the other page, I don't know why, it says it has some tips here for you. So speak expressively for at least 15 seconds. I read previously, I don't know why they removed it, but I believe you can go up to 2 minutes. So I would put more in there as opposed to just 15 seconds. So it gets, I mean, the more it can see of you, the more examples it can see of you, because that's how LLMs work. Like that's how AI works, is based on pattern recognition. So the more it can see, the better. Use natural gestures and expressions. Pause between sentences. Choose a quiet, well-lit space. So notice here, look at this picture. Look at this one here. This is an AI avatar that they have here giving you some tips. But notice here, she's centered. She's facing towards the camera. You don't want to take your footage where it's from the side for this initial look, because it's the first time it's creating your avatar. And I noticed that when it only sees people from the side, even in an image, it then it has to try and figure out what your front facing looks like, and it just looks a bit weird because it doesn't have all the data, right? So you again notice it says like very well lit. I personally would not put as busy a background. I try and put as plain of a background as possible. It's so easy to change the backgrounds out anyway, so just keep it as simple as possible. Okay, and also when you're speaking, make sure that it says here pause between sentences, but also be aware of the gestures that you're doing. So don't just sit there and keep your hands by your side. Actually move them around as you would normally, but don't put them over, like try not to get them to be over your shoulder too much. Just make sure that they're, between your midsection of your body. And because you can, the more different types of gestures it has, then you can actually start to animate some of those inside of your videos. But again, don't make it too weird, right? You just want it to be as natural as possible for you. But you may, depending on how you are, you may have to over exaggerate some of your gestures if you don't normally move your hands. Like I move my hands around, I'll sometimes move my fingers and put different positions. I have my pen in my hand. So like I have different things that I have there, and it says speak expressively. So again, think of who you're speaking with and just talk about literally anything. Maybe you're teaching something, maybe you're reading from a book, but just anything that you can speak. Now, again, I believe it's up to 2 minutes. At least it was last time when I created my avatar. So then it'll just go ahead and it'll create your avatar. So that's one way you can create it. Another way you can create it is also from a photo. So again, these two here is what I filmed. This one here, by the way, I filmed on my camera. And this one here, I filmed on my phone with the front facing cameras on my iPhone. And here I made sure that the lighting was exactly how I wanted. And I was sitting actually on a stool so that I didn't have my normal office chair. Like you'd see here, my office chair is behind me. It's harder to take the background. I just don't like, I think the background looks a bit weird because it leaves some of the chair in there. And you can see here, like I'm moving I think it has me moving my hands a little bit more here. Yeah, you can, it's not showing in this camera here, but notice, see how I'm moving my hands a bit? This is just the sample that it generated from this look. Do you see how I'm moving my hands a bit? I just don't wear that hair anymore, so I'm probably just gonna redo this one. But anyway, this one here, it's not showing. I'm not sure why, but I did move my hands quite a bit when I was actually recording this, and I didn't care what the background was. I just want it to be very simple, so I don't care that you see the bottom of my of my background there, but the lighting is good, and yeah, and I just wanted it to get as much of my body in so that I could erase the background and use it for other stuff. Now, this one here is actually from a photo. And I took a screenshot actually of one of so I took a video that I created from my camera and then I took a screenshot from there, which is what I liked. And then I took a couple other photos as well using my camera. So again, this is not using my webcam, it's using my camera. So I thought it was pretty high quality. You can also create some just using Gemini, like Nano Banana, to create an image that you want animated. But I'm just showing you here that you can do both. So I did this one here with the photo and then these ones here with the videos. And these really make, and notice again how both of them were, let me just go over here. Both of these, I'm looking at the camera. This one, see I think my mouth, I don't know. I just think it's a little bit different, but notice how it has the expressions. Like that was definitely how I was moving my arms in one of the original videos over here. So it did take some of that and added it over here as part of like animating that photo. And if you don't like how it looks, just do it again, right? Take a look and see what I remember the first couple times it did it. I thought it was a bit weird. Again, the first time I did it, I didn't move my arms that much. So the second time I did it, I made sure I moved my arms. And then I noticed that, well, it doesn't look so good when I replace the background. So I did it again, trying just to be really, really clear. And especially in this one, I really wanted it to show more of, my torso over here. Now I am going to do another one that's outside because I do want to have one that feels that way that I can use it. So I'm going to use my iPhone and film it outside. But again, making sure the lighting is really good, trying to make sure that the background is not too busy, making sure I am looking directly into the phone. Okay. And also just again just being very much aware that I am intentionally moving my arms and hands and just very natural gestures because I just think it's nice to have a couple of different styles that you can do. And you can see here I can add different types of looks here to create more different looks for my avatar, so I can create a bunch of different videos. You just have to click here and you can click upload look. And again, notice for the photo it says use photos with only one person. Yep, definitely don't put a group photo. That's a good point. And your face has to be clearly seen. Again, I highly recommend you look directly at the camera. And then it just sometimes it can take over an hour or so, maybe a couple hours. It depends on creating the avatar for you. And then the avatar is ready to go. I'll give you some tips in terms of how you can edit it and the instructions that you give when you're actually creating a video with an avatar. But one thing to note, and I've noticed this about myself as well, but it's been getting better each upgrade that it has. Some people, AI just doesn't do well with certain people and their features. I remember when this first came out, like we're now on what they call Avatar 5 for creating AI avatars. When it was just Avatar, it didn't even have the word avatar. It was just create your clone, right? It didn't look that great. And I found that it didn't look like me. And I noticed that too whenever I did images of myself in ChatGPT, especially when it first came out. And some of my friends, it looked fine. So I think it was just me. That's all. It's just some people have certain features that just the AI just finds harder to replicate. But These are all from the Avatar 4. I'm going to create some more. They just released Avatar 5. I'm going to play with that, but it's gotten so much better. And I do feel that these are so much more looking like me. Just keep trying. And the nice thing about this is you can keep trying over and over again just to see how it looks. And so don't be afraid to experiment, because if you're not happy with it, like, you have nothing to lose, right? So you might as well just do another one and another one and another one. And I think also when you take a look at some of those other platforms, or even the ones in here where they have pre-made avatars, just remember those are basically the type of footage we want. They made sure that they got the exact type of footage that would train it exactly the way that they want it. So just remember, like, those are probably professionals, or they had very, very specific direction that they had to do for submitting their footage. But the better the footage is that you submit, the original footage, the better your AI avatar is going to be. It's still garbage in, garbage out. So let's take a look at a couple of the tips that I have for creating a really good quality video with your AI avatar. I have 3 tips to give here. Number 1, when you're doing your own clone, you can type in the script here if you want to. And I also have this connected to 11 Labs, where I have a clone of my voice that I had professionally cloned over there. However, I found that I think I get better results when I record something here, and then I'll just have the avatar go. So let's just do this right here. I'm going to hit record. Okay, let's go. This is a video of my AI clone, but this is my real voice. You can even hear it. It's a little bit scratchy because I am just getting over a cold. But I wanted you to see the difference between recording audio from a human versus having it created via 11 Labs. All right, so I'm just going to go add audio right here. And if you notice that when you're talking, you have certain inflections that you add in just naturally. And I just find sometimes 11 Labs AI just doesn't quite capture it, or sometimes you may feel like it sounds a little bit soulless. So doing this can actually fix that. Now, I have created stuff with 11 Labs. It sounds great. It's fine. I think these just make just a little difference. And again, it depends on how good your recording was as well for 11 Labs. But I've just found I like that better. So then you can choose which look that you want. So let's pick this one over here, which was done from a video. Okay. And we'll just click this one here. Okay. So it started to generate the video. Other things you can do is you can look at the settings, decide how you want it to look. Let's just open it up in the AI Studio, and over here is where you can then decide what you want to do. So you can choose which engine you want. I usually like to use the most current engine, which gives you the highest quality, because if you're going to go through this, you may as well do that. But it does cost more to create these types of videos. So just so you're aware. When you're using Avatar 4, okay, that is better than unlimited. So usually these subscriptions inside here say unlimited, and that's just like the very, very basic. I think it's Avatar 3, which is what the unlimited one works off of. It's okay. It's still fine. But when you see the difference with Avatar 4, I think you'll like it better. Now, the key thing here is when you're using Avatar 4 or 5, if it allows you to describe the motions, then let me actually go to a part here where it might actually have that tool. 1 second here. Let's just go new video. Let's go photo to video. So I'm just going to pick a random one over here. So type the script in here. Now under here, advanced settings, notice how it has more expressive motion off. I probably want to turn that on. But the other thing that I always do here is I say the arms and hands move naturally, or move to naturally emphasize the words in the script. Something like that. That's probably not a great way of saying it, but I don't keep prompts in a library. This is the key thing here. So whether you have this on or off, this is what you want to put in if it allows you to, because this tells, like, this type of instruction will make sure that you don't have like really weird, arm movements and all that stuff. This is how you get it where you want it to be just looking very natural. And in this case, it was under here, under advanced settings. It used to pop up all the time automatically. So just look around for it and see if it has it in there. Now for Avatar 5, it looks like that it includes that already. Even so, I would still put that in here. So I'm not going to I'm not going to generate a video here with that. But that's my second tip. So making sure that you add add those instructions in there. So my first tip was to use the microphone here when you're recording for yourself, so you kind of get the normal inflection of your voice. My second tip was to add those instructions wherever you can, to tell it to move the arms and hands naturally emphasize the words that are spoken in the script. Okay. The third tip that I have for you is whenever you are creating some type of AI avatar video like we have here, go ahead and add some B-roll to it. And this is just video that kind of just goes in between it's speaking. Try not to have the avatar on the screen for too long because it just gets weird. Even really high quality ones, because you start to see repetitive motions inside of there. So I'll show you how I do that really quickly over here. I use Submagic, magic.co, because I just find it really, really easy for it to add in the B-roll. So let me just log in over here. And so what you can do here is let me just pick, I will choose any type of B-roll. And this is, this is B-roll that, let me just choose, do I have one here? I think this is one. Okay. So what I do is, for example, on this one, I had uploaded, just like an avatar, sorry, like as you can see here, and it's just like some cartoon, right? Talking. Okay. And then it added the captions for me. But they have something here called AI auto B-rolls. So what you can do here is you can say how much percentage. When it's an AI avatar, I'll do like 75%. When it's just yourself, you can try 50% if you want, but I do like it to be kind of higher. And I enable transitions, and then I just click update. And what it does is it automatically adds B-roll in here. And it's choosing from just standard, B-roll. Okay. So I have the paid version. So it takes it from Storyblocks. It's not AI created B-roll. You can do AI created B-roll if you want, but a lot of times I'm just in a hurry. So I feel like I don't need it. All I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to make sure that the AI is not on the screen for too long. So you can go here, you can choose whatever other B-roll that you want in here, and you can adjust it in terms of where you want it on the screen. And it has different transitions in it, but I found it just really helpful. Now this one actually has quite a bit, so maybe I want less. Just kind of, it depends on the video, just kind of see. Let's just put here 50. Let's go update. So then it's going to kind of change all of that as well and change how many scenes that kind of go in place. Because this one, I think it's because it was so short, it kind of created, look, it has all these different ones here. So, maybe I'll have 2 here, and then maybe you don't want to have this here, so I'll just delete it. No problem. See, it's got this going on here, and it can add more B-roll, and then maybe I want it to end with the avatar. So just really, really easy. But this is really the secret, especially when I'm creating ads and I'm using an AI actor. Even when I'm using like a cartoon one here or a photorealistic person, I still want to add in the B-roll. Again, so first of all, people get bored, but second of all, it just starts to look weird. And people may not even realize it, but they'll think, oh, this looks a bit odd. I'm sure it'll get better and better and better as we go along, but this is just a really easy thing that you can do. Just again, I use this mainly for ads, and definitely test it out. So let's see, this one is done now. Let's take a look at it. Notice how my arms are moving. I did move my arms quite a bit, right, when I was recording this. So it's not bad. It's making my eyes really weird. So maybe I kept my eyes open too wide when I was recording this. But it's not bad. It's not bad at all. But I think that, next time I'll just change my position. Maybe I'll change my background, whatever. But I'm still pretty happy with it. It's still pretty usable. And a lot of times I'm cutting it anyway. Like, even though I have my full torso in here, I'm usually probably cutting the video anyway, like to about here. So I do think it's fine. And I do like the hand gestures on this. Actually, I thought it did a great job with these hand gestures. And this is Avatar 5. That this is helpful.